Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss few basics of power amplifier. This is the second part of power amplifier lecture. So in this session, we are going to discuss about load lines. So basically, so far you are aware of only one load line, that is DC load line. But practically there are two load lines. One is DC and second one is AC. DC load line and AC load line. So let us quickly uh, see how to plot DC load line for amplifier case. So here it is: common emitter amplifier, VDB-C amplifier, voltage divided bias. Right. So here there are few components of the circuits: R1, R2, RC, RE, bypass capacitor, coupling capacitors, load resistance. Right. Now to find out DC load line of the circuit, there are few steps. So let's see quickly. So for plotting DC load line, we have to consider all capacitors open circuited because we are going to do DC analysis. So for DC F0, so X is equal to 1 upon 2 pi FC. According to that, X is equal to infinity. So all capacitors look like open circuit, right? So rest of the circuit indicates now DC equivalent circuit or DC model. So you can see. So now we have to solve this DC circuit to get DC, to plot DC load line. Right. So actually line is represented by 2 points. So we have to find out 2 points. One is on x-axis, one is on y-axis. Then when we join these 2 points, we'll get a line that is known as DC load line. So see this previous circuit. So now when we apply KVL in outer loop, so we'll get VCC is equal to ICRC plus VC plus I into RE, right? We have to apply KVL into this outer loop, so we'll get this one. Now IC is equal to IE, so we can replace I by IC, so we have this equation. So take IC common, so we have final this equation. Now to find out cutoff points, cutoff for cutoff point, as cutoff point is on x-axis, x-axis is representing voltage axis. So on voltage axis IC0, so when we substitute IC0, we'll get cutoff point VC cutoff is equal to VCC. Now similarly, to find out saturation point, it is on current axis. On current axis voltage 0, right? So substitute VC0 in this one, so you will get some current. It is known as IC set, so it is VCC upon RC plus RA. Very simple. Now if you plot, if you join these 2 points, that gives you one line that is known as DC load line, right? So this way we can plot DC load line. Now same circuit can be used to plot AC load line, in which we are interested in, and it is for power amplifier. So let's see. So to plot AC load line, again same circuit, but step is we have to consider all capacitors short circuited, because as in amplifier we are applying AC input which has some frequency, right? So according to Xc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi FC, Xc is very small, right? Xc would be very small, so it's like a short circuit, so all capacitors are shorted. That's why capacitors are shorted considered here. So after this, equivalent circuit can be represented by this, right? For AC analysis we have to consider DC source, like ground means 0, right? So it is connected to ground, VCC. So equivalent circuit is this: R1 and R2 are in parallel, right? Then here it is emitter terminal is connected to ground. This is due to bypass capacitor, right? So here emitter is connected to ground. So here there is no presence of RE, means RE is absent in this AC model, right? And here it is small RC, so it is parallel combination of RC and RL. Clear? So this way we can get this AC model. So here it is DC load line and this is AC load line. Now if you have a question, you should have one question, that why slope of AC load line is higher than the slope of DC load line, means why AC load line is more steeper than DC load line, right? It is it should be obvious question. So the answer is, as here emitter terminal is grounded, right? So emitter resistance becomes 0. So collector current IC increases, right? Collector current IC increases. So as you can see here, you can see here, yes, IC set is equal to VCC upon RC plus RE. So this is 0, so total resistance is reduced, so current increases, right? So this way current is larger, right? So that's why this AC load line is more steeper. AC load line is more steeper. Clear? And when we are plotting AC load line, then it must pass through Q point available on DC load line. Actually here red line indicates DC load line, here it is a Q point on DC load line. So when we apply AC input signal, so now new load line would be AC load line, and this AC load line must pass through this Q point, right? And as here IC is increased, and as it has to pass through this Q point, its slope would be much more steeper. That's why this cutoff point of AC load line would be smaller than the cutoff point of DC load line, right? Means here voltage would be VCC, but here there would be less than VCC voltage, right? So this way we have two load lines, one is DC and AC. Now let us find out extreme points of this AC load line. So this is the circuit we have considered earlier. So now when we apply KVL into this circuit, so we'll get this equation: VCE plus IC into RC is equal to 0, where this VCE and IC are actually AC quantities, AC voltage and AC current, because this is AC equivalent circuit, right? And this small RC represents RC parallel RL. Now we know total voltage or total current are always summation of AC quantity plus DC quantity, right? So here in this equation of collector current, here this IC represent total collector current. So this total collector current is actually AC collector current plus ICQ. Similarly, this VCE is equal to AC collector to emitter voltage plus VCQ. Clear? So that's why we have this equation: IC is equal to capital IC minus ICQ. This AC collector to emitter voltage is equal to total collector to emitter voltage minus VCQ. VCQ, ICQ represent DC quantity. So now when we substitute IC and VC into this equation, then we'll get this one, right? So this you have to remember, it is important equation. It is known as equation of AC load line. Now from this equation we can find out two extreme points of AC load line. So let's see how. So to find out saturation point, right? Saturation means here on y-axis voltage 0, so VC is 0. So when we set VC 0, we'll get IC set, this one, right? On cutoff, for cutoff point on x-axis current 0, so when we set current 0, here IC 0, so we'll get VC cutoff, so that is VCQ plus ICQ into RC. So this way these two extreme points of AC load line will get, right? So this you have to remember. Now for our sake of simplicity, these important equations are mentioned for DC load line and AC load line, right? And here with respect to Q point, here output voltage and output currents are shown, right? So here input is given with respect to Q point such a way that in output we get undistorted voltage and current, undistorted output voltage and undistorted output current, right? So let's say now clipping of large signals means if input signal is given such a way that, and that input signal actually is required to be considered with respect to position of Q point on AC load line, right? So here in this figure A, the AC load line, and there is a Q point. So here Q point is towards cutoff side, right? Center of AC load line would be somewhere here, and here it is below center of uh, that Q point. Position of Q point means it is towards cutoff side, right? So with respect to this Q point, when we apply any signal, AC signal, right, so that signal will cause there is a clipping in or towards cutoff side. There is a clipping towards cutoff side, so it is known as cutoff clipping. Similarly, if Q point is shifted towards saturation side, there would be clipping in another opposite half cycle, so it is known as saturation clipping, right? For this means for figure A, here clipping would be for negative half cycle of input, and here for this position of Q point, clipping would be for positive half cycle of input. Now for figure C, here Q point is at center of AC load line. So if peak to peak amplitude of AC signal is within this saturation and cutoff limit, then there would not be any clipping in outputs, right? So this maximum unclipped or undistorted peak to peak AC voltage is also referred to its AC output compliance. So how to get maximum peak to peak output, maximum output or maximum peak to peak output? So that depends on position of Q point. So here in this first figure, if Q point is towards saturation side, right? So Q point represent set of VCQ and ICQ. So VCQ is on x axis, right? So from 0 to position of Q point here on x axis, it represent VCQ, and rest of the is ICQ, because this point is VC cutoff, right? This point is VC cutoff. This is VC cutoff, and VC cutoff is equal to VCQ plus ICQ into RC, right? So from 0 to Q it is VCQ, then from Q to cutoff point it is ICQ into RC. So whichever is smaller, that would be maximum undistorted output. Similarly, if position of Q point is towards saturation side, so again this is divided into two parts. 0 to position of Q point on x-axis, it is VCQ, and rest of these ICQ into RC. So whichever is smaller, that would be the maximum peak of AC output signal, right? So maximum output depends on position of Q point, and based on position of Q point, either of this VCQ and ICQ, whichever is smaller, that would be maximum peak. So for any Q point, maximum peak output is either of this, right? MP is equal to ICQ into RC, or VCQ, whichever is smaller, and MPP means maximum peak to peak is 2 times, right? If Q point is at center of load line, then obviously these two are identical, means equal. VCQ is equal to ICQ into RC. These two would be same, right? So this can be obtained by setting RE is equal to this RC plus small rc upon VCC by VE minus 1, right? So this way, by providing this condition, we can set this one, and hence we have position of Q point at the center of AC load line, right? So this way the end of DC load line, AC load line. Thank you.